So today I want to show you a framing hack that will change the way you see communication forever. Now, framing is the reason why two people say the exact same thing, but they get different results. So that's what we're going to dive into, because this is going to change the way you approach marketing, sales, and just life in general. Okay, so what is framing? Framing is basically putting reality inside a literal picture frame. So the frame changes how you see it, even if nothing inside changes. For example, you've got two frames. Frame 1 and frame 2. But one frame is rectangular, the other frame is circular. Exact same, but different. Here's a quick example. You've got two doctors. The one doctor says, you've got a 90% survival rate. Okay, sounds cool. There's only a 10% death rate. The other doctor says, you've got a 10% death rate. Not a 90% survival rate, a 10% death rate. Now, how does that make you feel? Obviously, you're going to go to the doctor that has a 90% survival rate, although it's the exact same thing. Now, that is framing 101. Exact same message, but you just shift it around so that it sounds better out of a psychological reason. That's why this is so crucial when it comes to marketing. Now, framing really matters because we as humans don't make decisions with pure logic. Our brains react emotionally first. And then we justify it with logic later. That is why when you build a funnel, when you build a website or whatever it might be, there's 3 steps. You get attention with emotion. Then you keep attention with logic. Then you get the next step or the sale or whatever it might be with authority. That is all you need. You need to break it down into those 3 steps. And this comes down to another 2 circles. Emotion, decision. That's the 2 focus points. So here's another example for you. If you want to buy a course online, let's say it's how to make your first $1 million online. Let's say you want to buy that course. And it says the course costs $1,000. Most people will think, what? Wow, this is expensive. It's way too expensive for me. Because the $1,000 quiz makes you feel sad because it's too much. But let's flip the frame and let's say for less than $3 a day, you'll master a skill that makes you money for life. Now, how does that make you feel? Obviously much better, because you actually split it up and just framed it differently, although it will still cost you $1,000. So this is really something that changed my life completely once I implemented this, because this really matters, because we as humans, we don't want to get hurt. We are afraid to take risk. We want to play it safe all the time, but just by flipping the script, you literally get into that other person's head. Whether, like I said, you can use this tactic in business, in marketing, in sales, in your life, relationships, doesn't matter. Just flip the script a bit, because that will change everything. Now, there's a framing formula that I like to follow. So the first one is, it's speak, comparison, and consequence. That is the formula that you should follow. Let me break this formula down for you. So, coffee at a gas station, $5, overpriced. Versus Starbucks, $5, it feels normal. So, because context is the story around the information. So, $5 feels crazy at a gas station, but normal at Starbucks because of the experience frame. You see, we're going back to the framing. So that is why the way you speak about the context is important. Now, the comparison. Rolex, $10,000 next to watch, $100,000. It looks cheap, but comparison sets the anchor. So this sets the anchor. So next to a Rolex, a $100 watch feels cheap. Now, consequence. You've got two people, one in the gym, one not in the gym. So, consequence is what happens if you don't act. So suddenly the choice feels urgent. For example, if you don't go to the gym, you've got pain. Whoa, wrong one. If you don't go to the gym, you've got pain and low energy. If you do go to the gym, you've got energy and health. Again, framing. So focus on context, comparison, and consequence. That is really the 3-step framework that I use on a daily basis to switch my framing around so that it sounds better, to get more people to react to what I do. So this might sound new to you, but framing isn't a theory. It's not a life hack. Okay, maybe it is, but it's everywhere. Let's dive into this. A medical study. So save 200 lives versus 400 will die. Now, researchers found people chose the save lives option even though both meant the same outcome. In retail, 50% off versus buy one get one free. Although they are identical, the buy one get one free just sounds better. Let's look at Netflix. That's $20 a month. But if you frame it like it's cheaper than pizza, $20 a month sounds pricey until it's framed differently. So how do you use framing? Now, number 1, sales. Number 2, conversations. And number 3, self-talk. Let's start with sales. It costs less than losing one client. How does that make you feel? Conversations. So 3 failures, 3 lessons. So reframe the negatives as a progress. And self-talk, change it to have to go to gym and need to go. You see, even in your own mind, a new frame changes motivation. So this doesn't just count for life outside. If you want to reel people into your life with business, or if you want to land a specific deal within sales, it doesn't matter. This really works with your own mind as well, like I just showed you. A new frame changes your whole motivation. I don't have to go to the gym, but I need to go to the gym. I need to. I feel like I have to because it's good for myself. So framing that inside your head really changes everything as well. Framing equals choice power. Now here's the thing. You can't always change reality, but you can change how people see it. And that is the most important part. That is how you really change the world. Because if you can change someone else's thinking, you can change the world. Now here's the challenge. I want you to go outside, whatever you might be busy with in your life. Go implement this framing technique. Come back and tell me, did it work for you? Didn't it work for you? What changed in your life? Because I know for a fact, your mind will be blown once you start using this. I really hope that you receive some value out of this. Please comment down below once you've implemented this, because I would really like to walk a journey with you and to understand how this affected your day-to-day life by using this framing technique. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.